Hey there, I'm Anthony Gauna, and in this video, I want to share with you how I create custom keyboard shortcuts to be able to navigate to different filters within Todoist on my Mac. So a few things to note before we dive into this video. This will need to be on a Mac, so if you aren't a Mac user, this will not apply to you, sorry. But if you are, you will need to have an additional app called Keyboard Maestro. This is the app right here. It does come with the free trial, and it's only a one-time purchase of, I believe, 36 bucks. Well worth it, and honestly, I don't use it to its full potential because a lot of it does go over my head. It's super, super powerful. It just automates a ton of things on your Mac. So overall, it's just a great app to have, and you can find other videos or like forums and stuff like that where people kind of share some of their little things that they've created. In general, it's just a cool app to just have. So I would recommend picking it up if you don't already have it. So one thing that I wanted to do was create custom keyboard shortcuts to be able to navigate to different filters within my Todoist. One of the reasons why is because, well, I have a ton of filters, and it would just be nice to be able to just quickly have a keyboard shortcut to be able to navigate to them. So yes, Todoist already has their own keyboard shortcuts. I'm gonna show you a quick meta keyboard shortcut. If you do question mark, that's the shortcut to pull up all the shortcuts that you can use. So if you don't already know some of these, I would check this out, kind of look at it and see what you find would be useful for you, and just kind of like learn a few of those things. You know, I honestly don't know all of these. I just, when I feel some sort of friction point, I'll kind of look it up. And so one of the friction points that I was having was I just don't want to move my hand to like click on the mouse and, you know, whatever. I've got so many filters, and this is actually one of the things that I'm going to address in the coming year. I recently made a super long video, honestly, mostly just for myself, but if you want to go and watch it, you can. Just reflecting on the past 2 years and thinking of what I want to accomplish in the coming year. And one of the things I decided I wanted to focus on was kind of restructuring my filters and think of ways to like see things when I need to see them, essentially, and also like bring them down a little bit. I've got quite a few filters. I don't know if that's anything I'm going to do, but it's something that I'm kind of thinking of and kind of just you know, thinking of it in the back of my head as I go about my day. And so I haven't done that yet. So in the meantime, I wanted to create custom shortcuts for myself to navigate within Todoist. For instance, I've created a custom keyboard shortcut with Control D, and that navigates to my Do Today filter. This is the only one I've created so far. I'm gonna show you how to create them, I'm gonna create additional ones in a bit and show you how. But we're in our inbox right now, and if I do Control D, it goes to my Do Today filter. And if I want to go back to the inbox, I can use the regular built-in Todoist keyboard shortcut, which is G and then I, and that goes to my inbox. So it allows me to quickly jump to my different filters really, really fast instead of having to go and click. And I know that sounds, you know, kind of silly. It was like, oh, I gotta get my mouse and I gotta drag and then I gotta click, you know, like, I get it, but for me, I just really like keyboard shortcuts. It's just a whole lot faster for me. And so, yeah, I'm gonna create a few right here for you and walk you through exactly how to do it. Now, first thing you're gonna wanna do is install Keyboard Maestro, and it is going to prompt you for different permissions and all that. I don't have that to be able to walk you through because it's already on my computer. But once you've given it all the permissions, you're gonna want to first go over here to the groups portion and create a folder called Todoist, like I have right here. Once you do that, you're gonna go over to this portion over here, and I believe it's already enabled initially, but if it isn't enabled, go ahead and click Enable. And then over here, you're gonna wanna select Available in these applications. After that, you're gonna want to click on the plus sign right here, and you're gonna select the app that you want it to be able to look at. So what it's gonna be doing is it's going to be looking for certain images, and when it sees that image on your screen within whichever app that you're using, it's going to move the mouse and click it when you do the keyboard shortcut. So that's why we're doing it like this. So for me, I've got Todoist set up, and then I have my browser, which is Arc. So whichever browser that you use, add it in there. I'm someone that goes back and forth with using it on, within the app itself, but also within the browser and all that. And so by setting both of those apps that way, it allows the computer to always be looking for the things to click on within those apps. I hope that makes sense. All right, so after that, it's a matter of creating what Keyboard Maestro calls macros. I'm gonna call it keyboard shortcuts, but essentially it's the same thing. So that do today shortcut that I showed you, this is what it looks like. It's gonna be super simple, and I'm gonna walk you through how to create it, but this is all we're gonna be creating. Super, super simple. Let's go ahead and create our macro or our keyboard shortcut, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna click the plus sign over here in the macros section, and then we're gonna title it. So the one filter I want a keyboard shortcut for is for my planning filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and create that. And you just title it, I'm gonna call it planning. You can call it planning filter or whatever your filter is. Next, you're gonna wanna create a trigger. So this is gonna be what triggers the automation to happen. For us, or at least for me, it's going to be the hotkey trigger. And then we're just gonna put in whatever we want. So for me, I'm going to use Control P. Control isn't usually like a modifier key that a lot of apps use, at least from what I know. So I'm gonna use Control and then P to relate to, oh, this is my planning filter. You don't have to do it this way. You can create whatever keyboard shortcuts you want, but that's the way I'm going to be doing it. So we've got Control P as our hotkey. Next, what we're gonna wanna do is we're going to need to add an action. So we're gonna click the new action button right here. It's gonna pull up this actions list right here. Like I said, this app does a whole ton of things. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go into the search box and we're gonna type if. And we're gonna look for this one called if then else. I'm gonna drag it over here. Now, the reason we're gonna use this action is because we wanna set up both a light mode and a dark mode version for the computer to be looking at, to be able to click on those. That way, you're not say you're in dark mode, but you only have light mode in there. It's not gonna work that way. So it needs to see both in order for it to work. So that's why we're choosing that one. Next, we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure all of the following are true. And then we're going to add a condition, and we're gonna look for one called found image condition. And we're gonna click that. It's gonna pull this up. We'll get to that in a second. Next, we should already still have our actions pulled up on this side. If you don't, if you've clicked out of it for some reason, you can always go down here and click the plus button, and it'll pull up this menu area over here. Next thing we're gonna do is we're going to look for found, and it'll pull up this action right here. Click at found image, and we're gonna drag it in twice. We're gonna drag it in right here, scroll down, and then we're going to drag it in down here. And we've already got it set up. Next is just a matter of getting in some screenshots over here. But if we wanted to be a little proactive about it, we could also go in and duplicate it. And let's make one for my MIT filter. So I'll just call it MIT filter, change the title, and then you definitely want to make sure you change the keyboard shortcut. And so I'm gonna do Control M for this one. And you can kind of just rinse and repeat for however many you want to create. So that way, as you're going, you can just drop in the screenshots and not have to go in and delete and that sort of stuff. So I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm not wanting to create a whole ton, but that's just to kind of get us started. So I'm gonna start with the planning filter. So we've already got everything ready to go. Now we just need to do some screenshots. Now, one thing to note is that I'm gonna use a screenshot app called, I think it's called Cleanshot X, and I got it within Setapp. So if you're a Setapp subscriber, you can download it. It's already available for you. And honestly, like, I highly recommend downloading this app. It's super powerful. I'm not going to dive into this app, but that's the screenshot app that I use. However, you don't need to be using Cleanshot X to do the screenshots portion, and I'll show you another way that you can do it. But if you do have Cleanshot X, this is the way that I do it. So we're going to go into Todoist. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a screenshot of just this portion right here. And we're just gonna do like the selections screenshot, and we're just gonna select that. Now, the reason I like Cleanshot X is it creates these little areas down below, and then you can go in and like edit or like copy or save. Like, you can go in and like tweak things, and it doesn't like automatically go onto the desktop. That's why I use it. But anyway. Next, we're gonna do is we're going to do dark mode. I'm gonna switch to dark mode real quick. That's a keyboard shortcut. I don't have time to show you that, but we're going to do a screenshot of this as well. And we're just gonna do the same thing, but just the dark mode version. Now I'm gonna switch back to light mode because that's what I prefer. But now we've got these two screenshots down here, and it's a matter of putting them into Keyboard Maestro. So I'm going to start with the light mode version, and I'm gonna click copy right here. And I'm gonna click on this top portion right here and paste it right in there, and it pastes it in there. After that, we're going to paste it again in the one right below. And the reason we're doing this is because what the computer is doing is when you hit this hotkey, it's going to start looking for this image. And if it finds this image, it's going to click the same image. And then if it doesn't find this image, it's going to look for the dark mode image and click that. So we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna click copy. We're gonna go to the dark mode version and paste it right into there. So that's the way to do it if you've got Cleanshot X. I like it that way. I like the whole copy and paste functionality of that app, of using it. I'll even use it within, like if I'm sending screenshots within messages and that sort of thing. Even like if I'm sending a screenshot within email or something, I can just copy and paste and it automatically adds it without having to save it and then drag it and upload. Like, it's so much easier. So quick little tip for you. All right, but say you don't have the Screenshot app, but you've just got your regular built-in Screenshot, Mac version. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's going to be a little bit different because I'm not using the actual built-in one. I'm still going to use Cleanshot X, but I'm going to do it as if it's been saved to your computer, if that makes sense. So we're going to do one for the MIT filter now. We're going to go back to Todoist, and we're going to do a screenshot of the MIT filter. Once again, these don't have to be for these exact filters that I have. It's whatever filters that you want quick access to. So say we did a screenshot of that, and it's gotten saved to our desktop. So we've got it right here on our desktop. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do the light mode version, and we're going to select and do a screenshot of that one. And same thing, it's going to be right here on our desktop. I'm going to switch back to light mode just because that's what I prefer. And instead of copying and pasting, we can actually just drag the screenshots in, and we're going to do it the exact same way. We're going to do light mode in this very top portion, and we're going to add it again right below. And then right below that, we're going to add in the dark mode version. So same thing. And another thing to note is Once you're done, you can just highlight them and delete those. You don't even have to hold on to them or place them anywhere. It's going to be stored within the app itself. And so that's the way to do it if you don't have the Cleanshot X app. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. I'm gonna try out the planning one first in light mode. So we're in our do today filter right now, but if we do Control P, it goes right into our planning filter. And let's say we're in dark mode. We want to go back to do today. We can do today. Or let's check out our MIT filter. We can do Control M, and it goes to our MIT filter. Same thing, we can switch back to light mode, go back to our planning filter with Control P, and it goes to our planning filter. So that's it. That's how to create your own custom keyboard shortcuts to navigate to filters within your Todoist. Now this is something that you can use everywhere else. So if you've got another app or website that you want a keyboard shortcut to, you can do the same thing and create them like that with just using the screenshots and adding them into the Keyboard Maestro app. I hope you got something out of this. Hope you find this useful. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you've got any questions, if you use Keyboard Maestro, I'm curious to know what other ways that you use this app, mainly because I barely use it. I've just got a few things in there that I use it for, and I would like to be able to, get more out of it. So if you do use it, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. And thank you for subscribing. It means the world to me. Till next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye, y'all.